All right, y'all. I am out and about today. I'm actually in Tennessee because my mom has not been feeling well, so I don't have anything prepared for today as far as a bag or anything. So if that's the only reason that you show up for these, unfortunately, you're going to be disappointed today. But I did want to share a couple of observations. And I guess it's just one of those things where, hey, DJ King, where, I don't spend a whole lot of time out and about anymore. I work from home and I do try to keep my trips out minimized. And there have been just a couple of things that happened today that honestly, had I not seen other people in cars, I would have thought that the entire world um, had like gone even more mad than it was. So follow me down a rabbit hole for just a minute. So I left home, went and grabbed lunch, and I've still not gotten into the swing of eating out. So I'm like eating in my car if I'm eating out or I'm grabbing things and coming back home. But because I hadn't had anything, I decided I would eat and then I would, make my little Target, Costco, TJ Maxx runs. So I'm sitting in my car and across the parking lot, in another parking lot, I see a guy get out of his car and he is dressed as Spider Man. Like full grown man, Spider Man, head to toe, boots, the little arm thing for the like full on Spider Man. And I thought, did I just see that? Am I really? I must be really hungry. Because surely I didn't just see Spider Man get out of a car. Well, he got out of his car and got in another car. And a few minutes later, I literally saw out of the other side of the car emerge someone, appeared to be a man, in a full blown Batman. You heard me. Batman. I'm talking about costume, face, the little spikes, the cape, the leggings, the boots, whole the whole thing. And he gets out and I thought, okay, now I'm just interested. I'm being nosy. I just want to know what's going on across the street in the other parking lot. So Batman gets out of the car, out of the driver's side car, gets something out of the back seat. He goes around to the to the back driver's side. I don't know, does something in the back, leaves the door open, goes around the back of the car, opens the door. No lie. Spider-Man gets out and they are full blown kissing in the parking lot. Now, listen, you do whatever it is you do. Everybody will have their own time before their creator in order to give an account for the things that they have done or not done here on this earth. But let me tell you, I felt so bad for the cars that were driving by that had little kids in them because they were probably just as confused as I am, because even as an adult, knowing that they were in costumes, the brain still registers them as superheroes. And like, there's supposed to be some lines, some boundaries, some things that are just not supposed to happen. So I was all right. So then I leave and I go to TJ Maxx, and there is a lady walking around, Hispanic lady, and she has her little boy with her, and he's probably 4 or 5, and there was another Hispanic lady in there. She had her little boy with her. They were not together. And her little boy probably was about 3. Um, And the one that had the little her little boy was a little bit older. You could tell that when his mom says stop, don't move, stand here, like he knows, get where I'm supposed to be and be still before the wrath of God comes down. But this other little boy who was a little bit younger, and his mom was her parenting style was a little more, shall we say, modern. It was stop, stop. I'm going to tell dad. I'm going to tell grandpa. And the two little boys were like, they weren't like tearing up stuff, but baby, they were having a good time in that store, running around, flipping. And the one that had the older little boy, she would call him, his name was Damien. And I remember it because she said it probably like 70 times in a very short time span, trying to get him back under control. And finally, she just put all of her stuff back and said, we're gonna go, because that was like the only way to get her kid from this other little raised different kid that was had probably been cooped up in the house all week. And his mom decided Sunday was a good day for her to make her TJ Maxx run. And I just hate to say it, but folks that had piss poor parenting skills before COVID, that weren't disciplining their children and setting boundaries for them before COVID, the ones that didn't know how to act out in public before COVID, are now at home all day terrorizing their parents. And when they do finally see the light of day, it absolutely shows up in public far, 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 far worse than it ever did before COVID. And y'all know I have shared with you some parenting out in public horror stories, especially from my travels. But baby, let me tell you, I feel sorry for little Damien, because I know he's gonna get his butt tore up if he didn't get it tore up in the parking lot at TJ Maxx, because his mom, her patience was way gone with him, gone with the other mom that wasn't doing anything about her kid. She was over it. It completely destroyed her shopping experience. A few minutes later, another mom comes in. This was a Caucasian lady. And she had her two little girls with her, and they were in sundresses. And before she went down the first aisle, she said to those little girls, "Where are your hands supposed to be?" And they stopped, and the little girls looked at each other, and in unison they responded, "Behind our backs." And she said, "Assume the position." And those little girls walked around with their hands behind their backs, not touching anything, not running, not picking up stuff, not moving stuff around, not creating chaos in the store. Because I don't know whether she was a teacher or whether she's just a really good mom that has her kids under control, but she was not going for that foolishness. She wasn't calling nobody's name 70 times. She wasn't looking around for no little girls. She wasn't picking up stuff, putting stuff back. And I didn't hear those little girls ask for a single thing the entire time they were in the store. They were like little angels. And every once in a while, they get a little relaxed. They never got out of control. But if their hands move from behind their backs like they were in handcuffs, baby, let me tell you. She was like, "Did you forget? Where are your hands supposed to be?" It, like, on point. So I will tell you, I've had my fill of the public today in more ways than one. I have seen the good, the bad, the ugly. You pick which of the stories is which, because that is beyond my capabilities at this moment. But there are some people that I think, regardless of ethnicity, have really, 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 really good, really strong, really amazing parenting skills. They have control of the rod of correction as it relates to their children and their activities and out in public. And then there are other people that, quite honestly, probably should have never procreated because they created little demon spawns that I don't care how many times you tell them, they won't stop, they won't listen. And unfortunately, those are the children that can impact the behavior, like little Damien, because he knew his mama. Well, let me tell you, that little boy is probably sitting somewhere right now sucking his thumb, hating the fact that he even had to come to TJ Maxx today, because I know his mama tore his butt up. But he unfortunately got influenced by another little boy who was not as disciplined, and he paid the price for it. And y'all know what it's like to go on the scavenger hunt in a TJ Maxx. So if you actually have things in your hand or in your cart that you have made a decision that you are going to get, and then something happens and you end up putting it back, it's bad all around. It is bad all around. And then I did make a stop into Ross because there were a couple of things that I wanted to look for based on my sister's recent shopping trip. But I will be honest, I went in and they had a line that was literally stretched from the front of the store down the main aisle to the back of the store. I did a U-turn and came right on out. I don't care what they had in there today. It was not going to be for me because me and lines didn't get along before COVID. And now I can't think of too many things other than nourishment and medication that I'm willing to stand in line for, especially out of Ross. So, what am I going to do now? I need to go to the grocery store because I think I've missed Sam's and Costco on Central Time on a Sunday. Um, but it was not good. I did see a couple of Dooney and Michael Kors items while I was out. Nothing that caught my attention, nothing of interest, but I'll tell you, I have been on plenty of websites as of lately, and I don't know whether there is just no interest. I don't know whether it's because it's the same stuff. I don't know whether I'm at purse piece. I don't know if it is because I've finally kind of gotten to a point where I'm enjoying my collection. I don't know what it is, but there have just been other things that have had my attention, and then at times the nothing at all has had my attention, which has been great for my bank account as well. So I just didn't want to not come on today. I'm not going to be on here an hour because the outside is crazy and clearly some people watching this may think that I'm being really, really sensitive about being out in public. But after being indoors, tranquil, peaceful, without my allergies acting a fool, with very little unwanted stimuli to get out into the public. The good thing is in Tennessee, you have to wear a mask. Like they still have folks at the doors that are checking and passing out masks and, you know, kind of monitoring that, at least in Davidson and Rutherford counties. And when I come out, it is it's sensory overload, especially for me today, because Batman, Spider-Man, Damien, and the little girls in the imaginary handcuffs, y'all, that was enough to tip me straight over the edge. So that's, I hope y'all are having an amazing week, an even better weekend, that you are prepared for next week. I'm gonna spend probably some more time here in Nashville with my mom until she is recovered, or at least recovered to the point that I'm comfortable going back home. And we'll see what next week looks like, because I think next Sunday is Mother's Day, I think. So I probably will not do I don't know if I'll do a live then or not. Maybe a few minutes. Then I really should have pulled out my phone and recorded, but you know, I was I was also fascinated that I didn't think about it. I didn't think about it. So that's that is it for me. I did pick up a couple of things. They were all beauty or household related, so nothing of interest probably for the majority of this community. But if I get a chance to make my way out to like Opry Mills, to Coach or Michael Kors, or even out to maybe Green Hills one day this week, I may try to film a little bit. But otherwise, I'm going back home because the crazy is outside, y'all. Thank you so very much for the prayers for my mom. We really appreciate those. Enjoy your Sunday afternoon. I'm going to give you the gift of time back so that you can go off and do some other things. Um, like maybe spend the next 45 minutes pampering yourself, doing something that you have not had the opportunity to do for yourself in a long time. Indulge in some self-care because that is of the utmost importance with everything that we have going on in the world right now. So thank you so very much for watching, and until next time, I do hope you find something that feeds your addiction. Take care.